Um, how different is your approach to this training camp, considering there's some tough decisions that are going to have to be made, to get to 12? How different is that for you now compared to previous years?
Yeah, no, it is very different. We really do have a group that, if it were possible to keep all 15 players, we would do it. We have that type of group this year. We're very fortunate to be in that position. So yes, that's different. It will require a lot more discussion on our part in terms of roster planning and scenarios. Which team and which group will fit together the best and best support our veteran players and our our kind of more senior core group. So still a good problem to have though, but definitely will be a challenging job to take on this year.
Tiffany Nguyen with the LA Times.
Hey, Coach, we just talked to Christy, and obviously when she signed with the Sparks, it was a very different roster, but now this year, getting her back, what does this team need from her to be successful?
Honestly, just for Christy to be, KT, like that's really what we need. She, even at this point in her career, really still has all-star level game. She can make all the plays with the basketball. Just the true definition of a combo guard that can play the point and do what needs to be done with the ball in her hands, as well as being a guard that can cause problems for opponents off the ball. I think her demeanor, her approach to her job, how serious she takes this, the commitment to excellence and being great, our players are going to feel that every day. And so we're very fortunate to have her back with our group this year.
We'll go over to Ross Golden, Lou Davis, Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach, what's up? How you doing?
Ross, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's been really great to talk with the players before you. I wanted to understand some of the specifics of training camp, what you're willing to share. Just what are the first things you're trying to establish in these first few days, first week? Like, what are you teaching and looking for right now?
Yeah, great question. I think the first, real priority for our group right now is establishing connection. We've turned our roster over a bit. Christy, Chene last season, didn't have time with players that were new to our team last year. So, Brittany Sykes and Simone Augustus and players that joined us last year didn't get to spend, any time really getting to know Christy and Chene, et cetera. So our number one priority now and throughout this season will be to become as connected as possible as a team and maintain that connection throughout our season so that we can stay together in the best ways when things get hard, because they'll always get hard during the course of a season. So that's number one. And then in terms of on the court, as an extension of the connection, just really, getting the team accustomed to being on the court together, getting to know one another, just a lot of positive energy, shooting, ball handling, things that aren't overly taxing to start out. We've added a new performance coach, that is going to help us to evaluate and assess where our players are physically and the things that we can and cannot do to start the year with each player, so that we can build this thing up the right way as time goes on. We're going to play faster, we're going to play harder, and to be able to sustain that effort, we have to be better athletes than we have been historically. So that's also one of our top priorities as we get started.
Go over to Zane Hill with the Glendale News Press.
Hi, Coach. How you doing today?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm great. I know this is just day one of training camp here, but what seems to be the first impression of the new training facility here at Academy USA?
Yeah, no, the first impressions, like, I think most importantly for our players and, and the team are that, they appreciate the opportunity to be here. They deserve, a space like this. We're going to get to a point one day where the Los Angeles Sparks have a training facility that is for us. But until we get there, having partners like the Academy USA here and how accommodating they've been for us to build into this space, it's really been great. I think our players loved it again, which is the most important part. Having the multiple courts, having the performance space in terms of the weight training equipment that's needed, right at the end of the court, so that we can all see each other working, and not have much dead time, when we're in the building together. So, it's going to take us some time. Like, it's a new space. We haven't been able to be in here long, so it'll take us time for it to continue to feel more like home. But our players are really excited about this opportunity to be here at the Academy, and we're thankful for it.
Time for two more today. We'll go to Miriam Swanson with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Derek. Welcome to season 3. Ty Lue was saying this morning that you and he had some conversations in the off season and that you sort of talked coaching. I guess, what were you looking to get out of those convos, and how they might have helped, or how might have they helped?
I want to make sure I heard you mentioned, you said a player name?
No, Tyron Lue, the Clippers coach.
Oh, Ty
former
Lue.
teammate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. UNT Lue.
Yeah.
So you guys talked. How'd that go? What did you guys talk about?
Yeah. No, I was like, hold on, which player? I was like, yeah, no, we Ty and I had some conversation, like, after he got the job. We obviously played together here in LA and have maintained a really close relationship. And a lot of our conversation was really about how I could possibly be helpful for him, whether it was staff or not. Like he's my brother, so a lot of it was about like him moving back to LA and where to live. We talked about, he asked me about living in the Valley. We talked about a number of different things. A lot of this conversation was prior to some of the conversation that continued to evolve between ownership and I here with the Sparks. And so, as those conversations increased and elevated to, where we are now in terms of being the general manager of the team, I haven't talked to Tyron about those things since then. But prior to that, really a lot of it was just, he and I really connecting again and, making sure that he knew that I was here to be of service for him, which I'm like that with all the guys that I've played with or try to be. I have similar conversations with Luke Walton, and also other coaches that are, coaching in the NBA now. So it was great though to talk to him and get a feel for what he was planning this year. Even though he's coaching what, a lot of us at times would consider to be the other side here in LA, I'm always pulling for him.
Thanks, Miriam. We'll end today with John W. Davis and Winsider.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Good, John. How you doing, man?
Doing well. So my question for you is, you kind of touched on this, but I'd like to go a little bit deeper with you. My question is, when you have 15 players in camp, how are you evaluating all of them when, at least half the final roster spots are already spoken for? And then kind of with that in mind, does that mean you pay more attention to certain players who are maybe closer to the fringe?
Yeah, no, I think yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, saying that that's definitely the case. I mean, we for sure have, you know, a group of veteran players, you know, that are going to be here no matter what. You know, they don't have to come to training camp and, you know, show us that they belong. But there are, you know, a number of players that are in that position. And, you know, we were intentional about creating that type of competitive environment here, you know, for these next couple of weeks. So I'm going to keep this quick because the battery on this Mac computer is running out in any minute. But yeah, so a lot of the evaluation process in terms of individual players will be, you know, more players that do have to, you know, kind of show how they will fit in, the things that they can and can't do on the court. How would they surround our core group better, you know, to give us a great chance to win. But as a team, you know, evaluating, you know, all players, you know, so that we as coaches, we can start to figure out from a planning perspective, you know, we have ideas and we've talked a lot about what we want to do. But until we see certain players on the court next to others, it doesn't become more clear until they have that time out there together. So, you know, we'll spend a lot of that time over the next couple of weeks trying to figure those things out. And there have been a number of people that have told me that they feel sorry for me because trying to get down to 12 with the 15 we have here is going to be really difficult to do. But it's part of the job, and you know, we'll get there when we need to get there.